Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today it's not a travel video but actually a movie review. I saw Mufasa the Lion King and let's talk about it. The much anticipated Mufasa the Lion King is actually a prequel to The Lion King. It is live action, but when you say live action, well, it's actually CGI. I personally was eagerly waiting to watch this movie in theaters, and yesterday I got to watch it in IMAX. So, yeah, this is gonna be like a movie review, so I'm gonna be talking about the good, the okay parts, and the bad. Let's start with the good first. First of all, the visual effects, the whole movie, how it looked, was just amazing. It was it was top notch. A few scenes could have been better, but overall the movie was really good. And one of the good things that I noted is that in this movie, compared to the 2019 Lion King live action, in this movie the characters are more expressive. Many of the reviews which I saw for the 2019 Lion King, everybody was saying that it was lifeless and bland and they didn't see any expressions because it was trying to be really photorealistic, like as you would see in nature. So yeah, animals are not gonna react or express themselves like you see in a cartoon. But I love that they took that negative criticism, and in this movie they made the animals emote more, so you can see their expression on their faces. It comes at a cost though, because when they emote more it feels less like a live action or a photorealistic lion or animals, and it can feel a little bit cartoonish at times, but it was still okay. I love this version where the animals can emote more than the 2019 very like extreme photorealism. This was way better than that. And as I said, I saw it in IMAX, so the visuals were stunning and everything looked so good. And this time, compared to the 2019 live action, so instead of just showing the savannah or the really dry landscapes and all of that, they have more varying landscape this time. So there's the savannah, there are snowy mountains, there are valleys, there's a meadow with flowers, waterfalls, greenery. This movie has all of that, and especially when we're talking about the CGI and all of that, there is a scene in particular with Rafiki where he's making like snow angels in the snow. If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. That movie was like so good. The animation, like, I was like, is this animated? It looks so real. Wow. Some shots were definitely better than others, but yeah, there are some very standout shots and sequences in the movie. Another thing that I really liked, a very big positive, is the voice acting. I loved everyone. I thought all the voice actors did really good. Both Donald Grover and Beyonce come back for this movie to voice Simba and Nala. And of course, we have Billy Eichner and Seth Rogen voicing Timon and Pumbaa. We'll get to the Timon and Pumbaa bits in a second. One of the other things that this movie does, yes, being a prequel, so it has to set up the events that will happen in The Lion King. So we get explanations as to how the entire gang, Mufasa, Scar, Sarabi, Rafiki, how the Zazu, all of them got together, the origins of the Pride Lands, the origins of Pride Rock, everything, even down to how Rafiki got his walking stick. It's all explained away in this movie. Some might find it over the top, but I loved it. I really loved The Lion King, and I loved seeing everything coming together in this movie, which leads to The Lion King and the stuff that happens in that movie. I really enjoyed that part. Next, we'll get to the okay parts of the movie. Okay, as in they're not bad, but they're not really good either. And talking about the okay parts, first of all, is the direction from Barry Jenkins, Oscar winning director who directed Moonlight, directing Mufasa the Lion King. I, for one, do not know why he accepted this or why he wanted to do this. You could actually see that Disney was pulling the strings and he was kind of like a puppet. Like the company wanted to add these things in the movie, and then probably the director just had to agree. You can kind of feel that in the movie. I don't really think the director Barry Jenkins had full creative freedom when it came to this. Well, I'm not sure. I'm not saying the movie is badly directed or anything, but it's not that amazing either. The next point I wanted to talk about was the, I wouldn't say weak, but very average storyline. The story is basically Rafiki telling the story of Mufasa to Simba's daughter Kiara. So it's all flashbacks, and the main plot of the movie is just getting from point A to point B to point C to point D. That's just it. You get from point A to point D, and you go through all these events in between. It was just an okay story. And then the songs in this movie. So basically, Lin-Manuel Miranda did the songs for this movie, and I think they were just kind of hit or miss. And the placements of the song were odd at times. The villain song, I love the villain song so much. I thought it was really catchy, but the placement of that song is so off. I remember watching the movie and going, oh, this is where the song comes in. I wasn't expecting that. Since I love the song so much, I was just so excited to hear it that I just let that go. But yeah, the song is placed in a very odd spot in the movie. Next, I have to talk about Scar's story arc. Since I want to keep this spoiler free, I'm not going to talk much about it, but yeah, some decisions that Scar makes in the movie, I don't know where that comes from, just comes out of nowhere. It kind of felt that way. It wasn't bad by any means, it was just weird. As I said, the story is told as a flashback, but it is in such a way that it constantly cuts back to the present, where Rafiki is telling the story to Kiara, and Timon and Pumbaa are also there. So Timon and Pumbaa are basically the comic reliefs of this movie, but they're not in the Mufasa story, so they have to always cut back to the present where Rafiki is telling Kiara so that Timon and Pumbaa can make their jokes. And some of it worked. Sometimes it worked. But other times I felt it was really annoying. I was like, oh my god, we don't need so much of Timon and Pumbaa. But I understand. I understand why they did that. They wanted to have those characters in the movie, probably for marketing or pulling the audience in. But yeah, it was slightly annoying at times. Like, I just wanted to get through with the story, but then it would just cut back to Timon and Pumbaa. Now let's get to the bad parts of the movie. Well, personally, what I felt were bad. First of all, I felt the movie was rushed, especially the first half. We were just going from scene to scene to scene to scene to character to character to character. There was just no time to stop and breathe and take all of it in. It was just happening so fast and it felt so rushed. The only times that the movie took a pause was when the songs happened, and all of the songs are not even that good. So yeah, I really felt it was rushed. And the cutaways to Timon and Pumbaa, if they could have just avoided that and given that time for the actual story of the movie, maybe it would have been much better. The next thing that I wanted to talk about is that this movie really, really relies on all the emotions that you have connected to the first movie. I kind of felt that this movie does nothing on its own. If you really love The Lion King, and if you're really like connected, or you love The Lion King, you're emotionally connected with it, that's what they're relying on. references to the first movie, musical cues from the first movie. They're just connecting it. I mean, yeah, it is a prequel, I understand that, but all that emotional connection, this movie doesn't do anything on its own. It relies on your love for the first movie to make you feel things. And I thought that was like a missed opportunity. It is what it is at this point, I guess. Another thing that I noticed, and it was like blatantly apparent, is the lack of good background music. The first movie, the music was done by Hans Zimmer, and he did not return for this movie, and it shows. It shows. I did not feel anything from the music of this movie, and every time I felt something, it is because they took the music from the first movie and scattered it through this movie. That's when you actually feel things, and that, that connects to the point I made before this. They heavily rely on the first movie to make you feel things. This movie just doesn't do anything on its own. And I felt that was really, really bad, because the soundtrack for the first Lion King, it is so good. And they made it even better for the 2019 live action, and then this happened, and Mufasa the Lion King is such a downgrade from that, and I felt so let down by it. I wish Lin-Manuel Miranda, instead of doing Mufasa, I wish he had returned to Moana 2, because the songs in Moana 2 weren't that good either, and Lin-Manuel Miranda could have done a really good job there. I agree that some of the songs in Mufasa the Lion King are good. My personal favorites are Bye Bye, the villain song, and I Always Wanted a Brother. Both of these songs I thought were really good. Milele is fine, but I didn't really care that much for the other two songs. They should have brought back Hans Zimmer to do the background music for this. In the end, did I like this movie? Yeah. I did not enjoy this movie. I thought the movie was fine. Is it as good as Lion King? Well, no. Well, is anything gonna be as good as the Lion King? No, it's not. But they did try, and it is a decent movie. And everything I talked in the good and okay parts of this movie, those are all the things that I liked, and there are a few things that I disliked. I really loved The Lion King, so I really enjoyed seeing all these events unfold, which leads to the Lion King movie, how everything happened, the origins of even the most minute things. I thought it was pretty cool, and I liked some of the songs. I liked all the voice actors and everything, and it was visually really stunning. So overall, yeah, I did like the movie. I did enjoy it. Is it amazing? Probably not. But as I said, nothing is ever gonna even come close to the original Lion King. So yeah, at least they tried with this movie. And that is what I thought. If you've seen the movie, please let me know down below what you thought of it. And be careful not to give away any spoilers. Well, I'm not sure what you can spoil with this movie, because we know what happens in The Lion King, but still. Keep it spoiler free, and let me know what you guys thought. And as always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. All of that good stuff that YouTube likes. It is, as I always say, free for you, but it helps me grow my channel. And thanks for watching. Find out where's Vinnie in the next video. Bye!